Hello people, today is the third day of lockdown, so I'm doing my third video here today. So first day we had standing exercises, yesterday we had some core exercises on the floor, and today we're going to do some exercises on the floor for your back. So we're going to do a lot of series of exercises lying down, facing down, okay? So let's do it together. Okay, so if you have a mat, you're going to put on your mat and then you're going to lie down, okay? Lying down, facing down. Okay, put your hands at the side. Okay, make sure elbow is on the floor. Okay, you form like a little W shape. If you want to open your hands outside of the mat, you feel more comfortable, feel free to do so. Now keep your legs together, connecting together. You're looking down at the mat. Now make sure you're not putting your forehead down and not lifting your head up high. You just want to look straight down. Now connecting your inner thighs, your glutes. Now I'm going to inhale. Swan dive prep 1, we're just going to float up. And then exhale, you lower. Inhale, floating up, pressing your shoulders down. And then exhale. Inhale, floating up. And then exhale, lower down. So I just go as high as I can, keep my elbow on the floor, and I'm just lifting my chest off. I'm not coming up too high. Okay, my last rib cage is still on the floor. And then lower down. Okay, let's do one last one. Then I'll show you the second variation. Put your hands at the side. Okay, relax your shoulders first. You want to try to relax your shoulders and looking down. Now inhale, open up your chest, and you're going to float out. And exhale, lower. Now as high as the height you did just now, so not too high. You're still looking down at the floor, do not look up. Keep it down. Press the shoulders down. You want to think about fingers reaching down towards the toes. And then you relax. And again, inhale. Floating up. Think about opening up the shoulders. Shoulders going behind your ears, and then relax. Watch me carefully. I actually do a retraction of the shoulder blades. And then float up. And do a depression of the shoulder blades. And then down. One more time, retract, extend, and then depress, and then relax. Okay, let's do the third variation. I'm going to stack my fingers and relax my head on my fingers. My forehead sticking to the fingers, and then same exercise. Inhale. I'm going to float down. Exhale to relax and down. So my energy comes from my upper back. I'm floating up, keeping my shoulders down, and then relax. And again, inhale, floating up, shoulders down. So I'm not lifting up my shoulders, or nor am I lifting my elbow up. And then down. One more time. And then release. Now, I got another variation, which is, I feel it's a harder variation. Reach your hands forward. This is the hardest one. Okay, if you do it without any props, this will be the hardest one because the longer lever. And then go. So my hands are touching, my head is not touching, it's always floating. But my chest is relaxed. Inhale, I float up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to float out. So this is the hardest version. If you can't do this, it's totally fine. Floating up, press your shoulders down. Try not to let your shoulders come too high, pressing it down. And then relax. And then lower. I'll just give you one last one. And then lower down. So these are the breaststroke prep. Now I'm going to show you the real breaststroke. Okay, let's start with your hands at the side here. Okay, now I'm keeping my legs down all the time, as you can see, okay? So do not lift your legs off. You're going to inhale and then exhale. Reach your hands forward. You are floating up. Now inhale. Make a big circle. Okay, like a swimming breaststroke out of the water. Then you bend your elbow to the side and reach forward. Do not touch the floor. So this is a medium level. Inhale, you come up into a high level. And then go into medium level. Again, you're floating. Inhale. Floating up high. Exhale. So throughout the whole exercise, you want to feel minimum lower back, optimum upper back. Inhale. and then exhale. Let's show you one last one. Now you finish with your hand aside and go back to the low level. Okay, if you're feeling tension in your lower back, push yourself up. You're going to lie down or sit down on your heels and just round the body forward into a shell stretch. Now we call it a shell stretch, like a shell station, that shell. Okay, so we call it a shell stretch for a reason, because we want you to really rounding. If you see your shell is nice and round, okay, like a clam, so it's not flat. A lot of people do this. In yoga you do this, but in Pilates you don't do that. You want the bottom to sit down. Reason being is you want to stretch out this part. Okay, you want to feel the lower back stretching and also upper back stretching. Now you want to take a deep breath and then breathe out. Inhale, take a deep breath and feel the oxygen go into your upper back. Feel it expanding. Now when you exhale, tighten your tummy. Imagine there is a shell, there's a pearl in your tummy and it's growing. So you are like a shell, literally like a shell. Now as you can see, my head cannot touch the floor. I know a lot of people want to touch your head down, but the bottom will be lifting up. Okay, so try not to. Once you increase the flexibility of your back, you will be able to touch down, okay? So I can't now because I'm a bit tired. Okay, so you just have to keep practicing. Inhale, feel the back expand. Exhale, tighten your tummy and think about really drawing the tailbone down to your heels. Okay, and then once you're done, sit on your heels and roll up, stack up your spine, nice and straight. Alright, let's go back down to the floor again, okay? So we did a breaststroke prep. Now we're going to go for, actually this is my, we did a breaststroke, okay? Prep and a breaststroke. We're going to go for my favorite exercise, which is swimming, okay? Let's reach your hands forward. And then, now this is a fun one. I wish everybody can see me. Alright, let's close your legs together. You're going to inhale and then exhale. I want you to float your hands and legs off. Okay, so you're in this position. Then what you're going to do, you're going to swim. You're going to lift the right hand higher, left leg higher, and change, and change, and change, and change. Yeah, you're going to keep swimming. Swim as long as you can. But make sure you keep breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, exhale. So you keep swimming in this position until you feel tired. Then you take a deep breath and then exhale to lower down. Okay, so this is called swimming. You want to make sure your body is not moving side to side. Now I got a lot of clients with shoulder issues. They can't straighten their hands, or you feel very unstable. You just feel like you're moving too much. Then what do? You will fix your fingers at your forehead, and then you just do the leg. So this will be a very good option. All right, very good exercise to really work on your back portions. All right, and then nice and easy one. We can go for a nice, easy swan dive, like a cobra in yoga, but we call it a swan dive in Pilates. Swan dive prep. Look down at the floor. You're going to inhale. Make sure your head is leading the way, and then you're going to push yourself all the way up. Okay, make sure tummy is tightened, lifting up, and then exhale, lower down. So my elbow is on the floor all the time. Okay, you're going to look up first. Now once I cannot go up anymore, then only I use my hand to press. And I realize I'm pulling my tummy off. Okay, don't do this. Okay, you're collapsing your back, you're squeezing your back together. I'm having a back pain. This really doesn't feel good at all. Okay, so lift it up. You see the difference? I'm sinking down. I'm just letting the weight go versus I'm pulling my tummy up. Imagine you're pulling up a zip. Okay, from your belly button up towards your chest. And then you slowly, gently melting down. Elbow touch the floor first, then only relax your upper body down. Now, reason being I'm asking you to do that is because people like to just collapse their body down. This is what common mistake. Can you see? Before I even use full advantage on my body, my back muscles, I'm using my hand. Okay, my shoulder blades are squeezing together. So you want to keep it down as low as possible. Use your back. You can't come out anymore. Press out with your tricep. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. More articulation. Inhale, exhale. And of course, once you're done with this, sit back into the shallow stretch again. Sitting on the heels, reach your hands forward. Got a very tight lower back. So it feels really good to just stretch it out. And you always remember again, tailbone drawing down. You even want to imagine you're scooping your bottom forward. And then inhale slowly, draw up and stack up your spine. So, I'm not only going to do your back today, we're going to do a bit of your legs also. So, let's set up this position into your all four position. Okay, now you have an option to whether stay in the all four position. You want to make sure your back is nice and flat. You're not arching your back, you're not rounding your back, you're just keeping it nice and flat. If you have a wrist problem, I would say go onto your elbow. Actually, this is an easier position to keep your spine straight. See, you can't really sink or curve that much when you're in this position. It's much easier to keep in the neutral spine. So you have your choice. But today I'm going to do with on the elbow, so that everybody can just focus on the movement more instead of focusing on the spine, what to do. Alright, so you want to close your legs together first, it's easier. And then straighten the right leg to the back. Okay, then what you're going to do, we're going to lift your leg up and then down. Exhale, we're going to lift your leg up and then lower. I'm going to move forward a little bit so you can see what my movement and my leg is doing. Okay, straighten your leg at the back. Okay, then you're going to lift up and then you're going to touch. Now, why I like to go on my elbow, because when I'm doing this, I really can't move much of my spine. Okay, I'm just squeezing my butt up and then lift up. Now you want to make sure you're looking down at your fingers or your fists. Okay, you're not dropping your head. Make sure you're keeping your spine lengthened. You can do as much as you can. Okay, until you feel your butt starting to feel sore. Okay, then you can come down, relax, or you can stay up. You can do a small little pauses. Now you want to make sure you're not moving from your spine. Really, minimum movement. And you can come in, and then you can do a version also with a donkey kick, squeezing out. So my knees are bent. Yep. And just keep your bend. Imagine your feet is pushing up towards the ceiling. Okay. Now let's do a fire hydrant version. So instead of going up towards the ceiling, I'm going to keep my knees bent and then open to the side. Open to the side. Now, as you can see, my leg is not lifting up very high. When you're trying to lift up very high, your butt will move. So on the elbow is a much easier version to keep everything much more squarer. And to relax. Then of course you have to repeat on the other side, okay? And then the other side. So you can lift up. You go up and down. Squeeze at the top. So don't just kick it up. There's no point just kicking it up. Squeeze. And squeeze. Okay? First you can stay up and do the small little pauses. you can do a flex feet and kick up and down. And of course, you can open to the side fire hydrant here. Now you can see me clearer here when I'm doing this angle. So if you're trying to lift up too high, can you see what my bottom is doing? Like, no, not too high, please. So just keep it square. Now, just now I mentioned you can do everything on your straight hand, okay? But when you want to do this, you're going to work on the arms more, which is good, right? But there's also other wrists. I'm going to show you. So this actual version, keep your shoulders down and point your leg up and go up and down. But very commonly, you will see people doing this. Because you can move a lot here. You see? So you want to try to avoid that. If you want to do on straight arm because you want to work on the arm a little bit, I suggest you to put something on your back. I got a little snowman. I can never talk now. I got a little snowman. Just try to place it on top. Right. I hope it doesn't drop. Okay? There's a snowman on top. You want to make sure the snowman don't fall. This is one of the tricks to keeping everything very nice and firm in the correct position. And another problem is when you go on straight hand. Now I understand you want to work on those arms a little bit more, but this will happen if you start to feel really tired and you don't have a strong back to hold you. Can you see the sinking down? You start doing this funny thing with your shoulder blades, your chest is sinking down. So try to make sure you're pushing up straight. That's the point. When you want to do with a hand straight, you need to keep pushing yourself up. All right, so that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating like a mad woman.